Honestly thrilled, thrilled with the win. Really, really got it out. Third straight game versus a really good team. I mean, that's as good a team as we'll play the whole year, and just incredible performances. Incredible performance. This guy here, today to play that type of game versus that type of team, and to be that tough and productive, and it was awesome. And I thought our sophomores, particularly Jay Stu and Jay Ross, gave us a huge lift in the second half, and Alex, made the big shot and just kept the group together. So thrilled, obviously to be back, like Andy said, stateside, and playing games back here on the mainland.
Questions of the players, please? I have a guy in the back, and then we'll come up front.
Coach, just want to know.
Players first.
Players, Sammy.
Players first?
Players first.
Liam, you're a freshman. Do you still feel like a freshman after that performance?
Yes, I still feel like a freshman, but I'm never going to let age or class or school define how I'm going to play. I'm still going to play my game. My first media day ever. He's nervous.
Yeah, Liam, how would you describe that shot with about 3.5 minutes left? Put you up 6. It almost seemed like you flipped it over your back. What happened on that one?
Yeah, I don't know how that one went in. That was pretty out of control. That was a lucky one. That was Madison Square Garden right there.
How so?
Just the aura this place has, the aura the crowd brought. That was lucky.
Guys, it seemed like it was a home game for you. You had a lot of fans in the house. I wanted your comments on that, and also about the physicality today. It seemed like the refs really let you guys play.
The fans always show out when we play at MSG, and this isn't the first time the UConn Nation really, helped us give energy throughout the gym, and Big East tournament, and these type of games too. They're always there for us, and yeah, it was a physical game, but we knew that coming into it. We knew that it was going to be a battle on the glass, and we knew that it's going to be two high-powered offenses going at it, and defense is what really separated the game.
Right here.
Liam, you alluded to it, but what was this Garden experience like for you? When you walked out, what did you think? When did it kind of hit you that you were here, you were playing, and what's your take on the whole experience of playing?
So I heard a lot about it just from the success of last year's team, and I just wanted to carry that forward and keep that momentum up in this place. I'd never played in the Mecca before, but it was a great first experience.
Anything else with players? Right here and then right here.
Yeah, Liam, you had a moment there, you egged on the crowd. I think Coach, you saw it and started doing the same. But just to carry that mentality into this game, I know Coach has been talking about wanting to play with swagger. How important was that to you, especially in an atmosphere like this?
I think it was after a three I made, and that fired me up. So I just wanted the crowd to feel my excitement and get us back into the game and get our momentum going.
Guys, what did you think last week when Coach said maybe they put the shovels in the dirt on you guys too quickly? And do you feel like you made a statement here with this game and these recent 4 wins in a row?
We always agree with Coach, and we definitely. Even just as players, we felt the backlash and just everyone kind of just gave up on us after what we did in Maui, and the only response we had to do was prove to everyone the type of team that we were, and we definitely got these 3 games, which we needed badly, but at the same time, we know we start Big East play, and Big East play is no joke, so I'm glad that we proved to everybody who we are, but we have so much more work and so much more proving that we can do as a team.
Alex, as someone who's been through all these things before, you kind of put yourself back 2 years ago, what can a game like this mean for a freshman like Liam to come here and do this in this setting?
It means everything to him, just for him to have that confidence, have that swagger, and really propel us to a win today. I mean, he was special out there, and to do it as a freshman too, it's unbelievable. And he's just continued to prove himself as who he is as a player, and his hard work's truly paying off. And to have a game like this going into Big East play, that's all you really need to, just continue to play well.
Last question for the players. You good? Okay. You guys. Or else you can
Thank you.
stay.
300 wins for Coach.
How's the ones at St. Benedict's? It's like a high-level basketball, those should count too.
Okay, right here.
Right, Zach?
Did you get credit for those St. Benedict's wins? That should.
I should. There are like Division I coaches that count D2
You
wins.
gotta add that to your total.
It should be. So, at all,
What happened with Sampson? Can you give us an update on how he is? And
Yeah, I don't know. Sam, obviously, he's going to go into the protocol. He was screaming. I could hear him at the end of the bench. I'm good. I'm back. But he, we just got to see where it goes from here. But he's definitely in the protocol now.
Concussion protocol?
Yeah, and it's a shame because he started that game in just electrifying fashion. Obviously, the lob of the pin to start and the lefty dunk, and offensively we were humming when he was in the game, and to be able to win, to be able to beat a team of that caliber with like Alex having a bad shooting game, Solo being in foul trouble, and having a bad shooting game. I think it speaks to just the makeup of these players. They're the magic dust.
Dan, over here, what's it say for the strength of these programs and the sport that you guys, two different ends of the country could pull up MSG on a Saturday night in December and play a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, going to Seattle last year and basically selling that thing out there, and they had a very similar crowd to the type we had, the type of crowd that we had tonight, and then just having an awesome atmosphere, and just like the intensity of college games, I think is awesome. I mean, I think you never want to stray from how hard we fight to win these games. I think what makes sports great is when the fans of their team, seeing the players and the coaches literally fighting for their lives on the court to win basketball games. I think that's what makes sports great. If people are just playing sports, it's not quite as compelling. These matchups are always awesome with Gonzaga. Mark's a Hall of Famer. They're one of the top 5 programs in the country year in and year out for the last 30 years. So, hopefully we can extend this series with them.
Yeah, and there was up the middle. And then there was a stretch in the second half where it was like a 6 or 7 point flurry to push you guys ahead, and the plays were made, by Jalen and then 2 newcomers in Liam and Terrace. I guess what have you seen from the guys over the last couple of weeks as they've tried to gel and tried to grow together to really offset some of the losses you had last year in terms of guys departing for the NBA?
Yeah, just I think it speaks to just our ability to filter through the recruiting process, filter people into the program, or they pick us or we pick them, but there's a filtering process where we do get men of very high character. When we were going through the Maui experience, and then returned home, the narratives and the external noise, people of not of our character and caliber might have really gone into a pretty big slide. I mean, we could find ourselves under 500 going into league play very easily with this stretch of games. So just those guys. McNeeley, was like born to replace Cam Spencer, and Terrace is just his improvement in efficiency, and trusting the sophomores. I mean, you can see that they showed tonight that we probably made the right decision to take some lumps early, but the upside of Jalen Stewart, Jaden Ross, and Solo Ball, I think gives us a chance to improve a lot more throughout the course of the year than maybe a lot of teams that are really old right now maybe don't have the upside that we have once our guys really grow up.
And the defense, especially at the start of the game, seemed like it was on another level that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
You know, they obviously missed some open shots, but what is your evaluation of the defense?
It was better. Yeah, we sped them up, and you know, I think some of it, you know, it was a combination of both. There were some mistakes we made. You know, clearly defensively, but they're like the best offense in the country, if not the best, and you know, top 2 or 3. So I was pleased with the way we guarded them. They're impossible to defend. You know, they just got so many weapons, and their schemes are so great, and so we've made a lot of progress there. We got a long way to go there, though. That's why we're 8-3 and not better. Is obviously our defense and our rebounding have not been what they've been the last couple of years.
Coach, I heard you make some comments after Maui and Baylor that you had to you know, basically realize this isn't last year's team, and I just wanted you to talk about like your journey on realizing that this is not last year's team because they're starting to play like last year's a little bit.
Listen, Maui was a very complex. It was a very complex trip. There were a lot of things going on. The 3 games felt like one long game. I mean, it was a total blender we were in out there. You know, when you're in a tournament like that, it's hard to separate and evaluate and you know, just and just look for us. I mean, the level of success we're having as a program, just to go out there and lose that first game, and the thing with the officials, and you know, I think it was just it was a great thing to go through, very valuable for me. Obviously, you know, every year, 18 months, I have an episode with the referees. You know, that January, before we won the 23 championship, it was probably the last episode I had. It's not a nightly thing. You saw me hugging those guys and smiling, and for the most part, that's, you know, I've grown a lot that way. But you know, I you know, part of it, you know, was just I coached the guys mad out there in Maui, mad that they weren't playing the caliber basketball that I wanted them to play, and I think I learned a lot from that experience. You know, some of the criticism I took, I deserved. Not all of it. There were a lot of. Next question.
Dan, you talked about some of the younger guys having an upside. You had great minutes of Youssef tonight in a game where Sampson goes down, Towers gets in foul trouble. How big was his stretch in the second half for you?
Yeah, Youssef got in there, and he was like a defensive, you know, just, you know, that 7-foot size at there. I think it caused some problems at the rim, and he was on the glass, and he gave us a lift. And you know, I think just some experience having to play in the Colorado game, having to play at Texas in the first half. We've been fouling so much, especially in Maui, you know, where we were minus 51 at the free throw line. You know, you know, he's got a chance to play, and you do need your third center, and he gave us some good defense.
All right, we have one here and then one in the far back. So, see that guy right there?
Dan, when it comes to some of the decision making that Liam shows, whether it's in pick and rolls or late in the shot clock, you know, aside from having the skills necessary to make those kinds of plays, how do you decide as a staff that he's ready for those moments and can be trusted in those situations?
Yeah, you know, I just think we're still trying to, you know, figure out, you know, and build different ways that we can, you know, that we could get him advantages. I don't think he's even started to shoot the ball anywhere near the level that he's going to shoot the ball at. But you can see just us getting him, you know, involved in, you know, in more zooms and more grenades and more movement, where he can get his shoulders downhill at the rim. And at 6'7", he's going to get adept at throwing those lobs to our centers. He can see the three-point line. He can finish at the rim, and he can get to the foul line. So I think, you know, to mitigate the losses of Tinu and Steph Castle and Cam Spencer, is like, he's got so much pressure on him as a freshman in this program. I thought his game against Texas was incredibly mature. You know, he's playing like winning basketball, smart, tough basketball. His performance tonight should shoot him to the top of any of these lists I see of the best freshmen in the country. Because like he's doing it at both ends. He's doing it on the backboard. He's not volume scoring and there's so much pressure on him because he's our second best player next to Alex. Whereas Steph Castle last year could kind of ease his way in as maybe our fifth best player to start the year, and then by the end of the year, you know, he was one of our best players. So.
Coach, piggybacking off of Joe's question about the defense, neither team shot the ball particularly well in the second half. Do you attribute that to the level of the defense being raised, or do you think there's still things offensively you need to iron out?
Yeah, I thought both defenses were good. I think both teams were desperate to win the game too. I think, you know, they got some good threes that they missed. You know, I thought Solo got a couple good ones he missed. Alex had a bunch of good ones that he missed. So I just think the game was just really, really intense, and it was really physical. And I think it was just, you know, just two top-level teams that were in a war. And I think in a war physical game like that, there's going to be some attrition in the second half. I thought we were both really good offensively in the first half, but we just kind of, you know, we beat the shit out of each other. Sorry.
Coach, it seemed like you had a really good plan for Grammy K tonight, and even with Sampson out, can you just talk about how the front court was able to step up without Sampson and face one of the best bigs in the country?
Yeah, I thought they fought him off his spot. I thought we did a pretty good job of fighting him off his spot. I thought we did a good job of trying to take away his right shoulder. I mean, when he gets to his right shoulder, you know, he's a devastating player. You know, that way, but you know, their tandem with Huff and EK are just so hard to deal with.
Last question.
With non-conference play now over, just your thoughts on getting into Big East play the rest of the way here, and the league in general. What have you seen from the far so far?
I mean, I've rooted for, obviously you root for the league and as much as you can to get the quality wins that are going to, you know, lift everyone up. I don't know how the league ended up doing today, but, you know, for us, we were able to save our non-conference there. You know, we were able to do that with the Baylor win, and this, you know, I don't know what they're going to call this, a semi-home or a neutral, I don't know what it gets called in this whole thing, but winning in Texas, I think Texas is really good. So, I mean, just thinking about what we're able to do and show our character and a champion's will coming out of the MTE, and you know, I think we've put ourselves, we got momentum. We're in a good, I think we're in a good place in terms of our confidence and our belief that we can be where we want to be with this team, and you know, we're excited about Big East play. You know, the Big East, it's such an awesome conference. The regular season is such a war, and we know you know, Xavier's going to be a heck of an old player.